What's up YouTube? Ross Farnsworth here with VR Filtered, and today we're going to talk about the battle of the giants, HTC Vive versus Oculus Rift. Okay, so now when I was first looking at the two headsets, and believe me, I've been following along the whole time, I actually skipped the DK1 just waiting for them to work out kinks and ended up picking up the DK2. And I recently did get the Leap Motion sensor, which is pretty nice actually, being able to actually see your hands in game. Pretty cool. When HTC Vive was announced and they're teaming up with Valve, I was looking at this like, oh shit, these guys are gonna crush it. All of their games are going to be available on the Steam platform, which is kind of a no-brainer when it comes to PC gaming. But I was very excited because I knew that they would be real, legit competitors in the industry, which would bring not only more competition to the industry, but competition breeds innovation. So I was looking at it that, okay, this is going to be game-changing because now Oculus can't really get complacent and slowly make adaptations and developments in their product that will allow the industry to increase and expand at a much faster rate than if it was just one big dog. So obviously, like I mentioned, the Vive is going to be accessible on the Steam platform. Now that was a big factor when I was first looking at, which one to get between the Rift or the HTC Vive. Obviously, the second big part was that the Vive came with actual controllers to put your hands into VR with clickable buttons where you can actually pick things up and throw them. That was just a huge factor because when you're in VR, you want to interact with your environment. You want to get your hands in there. That's what everyone does at the beginning when they first put on a headset. They want to reach out and touch something or grab an object in VR. And you actually have a nice playing field that you can walk around and maneuver and move your body in. So straight away, looking at those aspects of it, I was straight away leaning towards the HTC Vive. However, it's October now, and we've been seeing a ton of information about the Oculus Touch coming out, and it looks like that is going to be released at the end of this month. Now, obviously, the Rift is a much more finished product, right? It's a lightweight headset, cable management is far superior, the materials that are used are high quality, and we also have built-in headphones. Now, at first, when I was kind of looking at this, I thought, yeah, but they're probably crappy. Apparently, based on everything that I've seen and read, the headphones are actually very good. The other thing was, well, I prefer to have my own headset, especially, if I'm playing personally with a lot of shooter games. I like to hear my surroundings very clearly, so I want high quality headphones. Now with VR, I'm not really going to be playing games like Counter-Strike that much, so I don't really need to have that. And again, if I am going to be playing games where I really need to hear my surroundings, I can always plug in my own headphones and just use those instead. I've been doing a lot of research on the two of them because obviously I haven't had a chance to actually use one or the other yet. So the majority of my information comes from an extensive amount of research online, watching videos, watching interviews, getting comments off of Reddit, just scouring the web to try and get the most accurate information I can, and then kind of create an opinion of my own based on all that information. So having that option of having the attached headphones built onto the headset, I think is a big factor that a lot of people don't realize, because when I game with my DK2, I've got this headset wrapped over my head, and then I have an additional headphones headset wrapped on top of those. It gets very uncomfortable. Every time I pull my headset up to look at my screen, I have to adjust my earphone headset first and then adjust and it just gets really annoying over time. So I think having those built-in headphones is a really, really important part of the headset that even myself, that I have totally overlooked. And I'm starting to understand that, and I'm actually really looking forward to getting that where I don't have to have my headphones wrapped over my head as well. Now, obviously, a much easier solution would be something like the Jaybirds, like a Bluetooth, wireless earbuds or a headset. Probably earbuds, so they go around your neck, and you don't have another thing wrapped on top of your skull. Now, as far as games are concerned, obviously we have the Oculus home platform. And there's a lot of great content out there, and I hear that Oculus is also teaming up with a lot of developers to create some really good content, which is great, except for the fact that I hear they're trying to do a lot of Oculus exclusive content. Now, I understand the business model in this aspect. However, I just feel like the industry as a whole is just way too young to start trying to make exclusive content. I feel like it would be much better for the industry to have all of the content and all of the games cross-platform. That way the consumer doesn't really have to pick and choose which headset they can get into. If they find they like one over the other just based on the fit or the comfort level, then they can purchase it and not have to worry about missing out on a bunch of games or exclusive content that maybe some of their friends have because they bought the other headset. And I know on the Steam network, because I was scrolling through the store earlier today to look at what kind of VR games are available for both platforms, when I just did a filter search for Oculus, there were a lot of games on there that I didn't even see in the Oculus home store. So on Steam, they already have a huge network that also supports Oculus. And that's what I love to see. The last thing I would want to see is Valve to kind of do the same thing Oculus is trying to do and make all of the Steam games solely available for the HTC Vive and totally block out the Oculus platform. So after all my research and kind of going through, the different things that are going to be available, I personally feel like I'm leaning towards the Oculus Rift. Again, just having that finished product, especially when you're spending hours and hours gaming on these things, I want to have as much comfort as possible, because honestly, between the two platforms, I think there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. I know the Rift has done a much better job at kind of trying to eliminate some of that screen door effect and the God rays. Now, I know I've left out probably a ton of information between the two of them, but I would love to hear you guys' comments and questions in the comment section below this video. So if you like the video, like it, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be putting out nothing but content about VR, news and updates, and hopefully some unboxings fairly shortly here. So that's it for today, guys. Take care.